So last year, I ended up doing a video on the basic cost of living in a place like San Diego and gave you some real numbers from my budget. But this year, since things have changed, since the pandemic, I had a baby, just things have gone up. And so in this video, we are going to be talking about how much I spend in 1 month as a 33-year-old living in San Diego. Hey guys, it's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. And when I paid off all of my student loan debt in April of 2014, the next year I got married, and then 6 months later, me and my husband were off as newlyweds to live in Southern California for the very first time. And so there were a lot of changes that happened when we moved to San Diego from small town Kansas. In this video, I want to talk about two basic expense categories that come from my budget. The first is the fixed expenses, which are all of the things that I know that I have to pay every single month. These are kind of my bills and just the things that I need in order to live. And then also my fun expenses, which comes from my discretionary income. So let's go ahead and run through the fixed expenses. First is housing. Now I live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo that's roughly 1,200 square feet. The building that I live in has a ton of amenities, including a pool, a gym, a hot tub, front desk security, covered parking, everything. We pay $2,895 per month. Now, when we first rented out this unit roughly 7 years ago, we were paying $2,695 a month. So effectively, we've gone up $200 per month in rent over the last 7 years. So I think that's pretty good, knowing that some of you have had your rent increases like hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single year. So I'd say that's a pretty big win. Also, San Diego was recently named the #1 most expensive and unaffordable city in the US, which is kind of nuts. My next biggest expense is childcare. So I have a 1-year-old daughter, and we pay $3,344 per month for childcare. Now, we were very specific and intentional on this expense because Kyle and I both knew that we wanted full-time care for our daughter, and we also wanted somebody to work within the home. And so we ended up hiring a private nanny to help us out with childcare for our daughter. Another note on the nanny thing, because it is such a big line item, nannies around the San Diego area, a good nanny is going to charge anywhere between $17 to $20 an hour. And so you're going to see that listed here in San Diego if that's a route that you end up going down. Our cell phone bill is just $70 per month. I was grandfathered into an old Sprint contract, and so I pay $35, Kyle pays $35, and it's super simple. Our next one is groceries. Now I had to go into, I've been using Simplify, the budgeting app, to kind of do a reporting of all of my spending. So I had to go in there to take a look at how much I was actually spending on groceries. We're averaging in the last 6 months, now this includes Christmas and Thanksgiving, so maybe this isn't totally accurate, but we are averaging $832 a month. Now, included in my grocery bill are things like Costco and obviously my regular Kroger store, which also includes purchases like alcohol, diapers, wipes, baby items, maybe something that got thrown in there from Costco that wasn't necessarily a grocery item. Maybe it was like a sweatshirt or clothing or entertainment. Regardless, it's getting very expensive and I don't like it. Okay, internet and electricity. We are paying about $127 per month for electricity and $70 per month for internet. So effectively $197 per month for both of those things. That does not include, the internet does not include our regular subscriptions like Netflix and Disney Plus and things like that. But it is about $70 a month for the internet, and electricity has just gone bananas out here. We actually have one of the highest energy rates now in the country. I have no idea why San Diego is a very mild climate. We don't run our air, we don't run our heat, and so it just really kind of blows me away that I'm spending over $100 per month now on electricity when we barely use it. Next are car-related expenses. My car insurance, we pay $62 a month. Now I actually don't pay this monthly, I pay this semi-annually, but I am budgeting for it monthly so that I can get the semi-annual discount when I pay for it in full. If you guys haven't checked out Gabby, this is a car insurance comparison website. This thing is awesome because then it can tell you exactly if you are overpaying on your current policy, and they'll match you up with somebody else that has a cheaper rate, but you keep all of the same coverage, or you can change your coverage. I have a whole video on how you can do this with how to figure out how much car insurance you need. I will link to that up here in the cards for you to check out. Next is gas. We are currently paying about $78 per month in gas. We only have one car. We drive a 2015 Subaru Forester. Kyle is mainly using this as his daily driver to work, and then I drive it on the weekends, but we only have one car, so that has been a huge money saver living out here in California. Okay, so those are all of the fixed expenses. Now, after all of those things have been paid, we're gonna take a look at the fun stuff, the discretionary items, which includes restaurants, and we are spending about $340 per month on restaurants, eating out, happy hours. You may, if you've been following my beers and budgeting episodes, then you know every single Friday, Kyle and I like to go try out a new bar and do happy hours with our daughter because one, it's before her bedtime, and two, it's so much cheaper than doing a full sit-down dinner. So oftentimes we are just eating dinner during the happy hour and just loading up on apps and beer, and it's a great and pleasant time. And that contributes to our $340 per month restaurant expense. Okay, shopping. I was really surprised to see how high this was because I didn't think it was, but now that we have a baby, maybe this is contributing to the $453 per month shopping expense. Now my shopping really comes down to Amazon and Target. Maybe you too. Comment below. Are you an Amazon and Target enthusiast? I'm sure you are. And clothes. Mainly I'm buying clothes for the baby. Occasionally myself as well. I think last year in total I had spent something like maybe $600 for the year on clothes. So I'm not really purchasing them often, but when I am purchasing clothes, I am buying something that I know is going to last me a really long time. So $453 per month on shopping. Also, the Target expenses within that could include groceries. So my grocery bill actually may be higher than the $800 per month, which really, it gets me because I used to spend $500 per month less than on groceries for 3 when my sister was living with us before I had Quinn. It was like no big deal, but now it's just, it's crazy. Entertainment was $0. I don't know why it's $0 because we do go out and have fun, but a lot of things in San Diego are free, such as going to the beach, going to the park, going hiking. We do have a zoo membership, so I guess, you know, you could include that in entertainment, and that is $120 for the year, which is great. But otherwise, when we are going to things like baseball games or concerts, we're really pulling that out of like the treat yourself fund for like a date night. So I think entertainment is probably more than $0, but on the whole, in a typical weekend, we're doing free things. Therapy is $250 per month. This is something I'm a huge advocate for. Mental health is like, it should be number one. Health insurance, regular health insurance should cover regular therapy sessions. I don't know why this isn't a standard in the US. So that is what I currently pay for therapy. This is a big expense. I realize that I am privileged to have this type of expense in my budget and that I have the money set aside for it, but this is something that we are spending our discretionary money on. Okay, obviously I'm talking about spending money in this video, but there's also things like savings and investing. But here's kind of the conclusion that I've come to after having a baby for a year now and seeing how much of our income is gone and is spent instead of saved. So roughly we're spending about $8,000 to $9,000 per month. I mean, you could probably just tally that up from watching this video and see exactly how much we're spending. So 80% of our income is spent, and I'm guessing around 15-20% is saved. Now this is kind of fluctuates, right, depending on the month. Some months we are saving and we're under budget by over $1,000. Other months we are just hitting right at a zero-based budget. So I think it really depends, but this is a realistic picture of what San Diego living could look like if you were to move out here. But again, our expenses are unique to us because we decided to have an in-home nanny for childcare. We have a kid, and also the type of unit that we're living in with all of the amenities that it has really determines our rent price. So you could totally get a smaller apartment, you could get a cheaper apartment, but maybe it's in a different area, it's not walkable, whatever. Comment below, was this eye-opening? Do you think I'm crazy for paying this amount of money every single month for living in San Diego? If you like this one, give it a big thumbs up. I'll catch you in the next one.